Hello and welcome to Vision Academy. In this video, we are going to learn Chapter 8 Database Concepts, Multiple Choice Questions. Question number 1. What is the main purpose of a database management system DBMS? Option A. Drawing graphs. B. Compiling code. C. Storing and managing data. D. Editing images. So here option C. Storing and managing data is the right answer. Question number 2. In manual record keeping, which of the following is a major disadvantage? Option A. Costly software. B. Inconsistent handwriting. C. Redundancy and inaccuracy. D. Online data sharing. Here option C. Redundancy and inaccuracy is the right answer. Question number 3. Which component of a database is used to store records about events such as student attendance? Option A. Entity. B. Relation. C. Schema. D. Constraint. So here option B. Relation is the right answer. Question number 4. What does data redundancy mean? Option A. Missing values. B. Use of online databases. C. Repetition of the same data in multiple files. D. Use of digital data. So here option C. Repetition of the same data in multiple files is the right answer. Question number 5. Which of the following is not a limitation of the file system? Option A. Data isolation. B. Data independence. C. Data consistency. D. Controlled data sharing. So here option C. Data consistency is the right answer. Question number 6. Which attribute connects student and guardian tables in RDBMS? Option A. Roll number. B. Gname. C. GUID. D. Gphone. So here option C. GUID is the right answer, because in a student table GUID is a foreign key and in a guardian table GUID is the primary key. By means of primary and foreign key, both of these two are linked together logically. Question number 7. Which of these is a benefit of DBMS over a file system? Option A. Redundancy increases. B. Harder to access. C. Better data integrity. D. Data stored manually. So here option C. Better data integrity is the right answer. Question number 8. What type of value is considered atomic? Option A. A null value. B. A unique identifier. C. An indivisible value. D. A composite key. So here option C. An indivisible value is the right answer. Question number 9. Which of these is a data constraint? Option A. Variable naming. B. Data formats. C. Not null. D. Query syntax. So here option C. Not null is one of the constraints. Question number 10. Schema defines. Option A. The table rows. B. The data inside a table. C. The structure of a database. D. The speed of transactions. So here option C. The structure of a database represent a schema. Question number 11. What is metadata in a database system? Option A. Summary table. B. Data about the data. C. A type of primary memory. D. Redundant data. So here option B. Data about the data is the metadata. Hence option B is the correct answer. Question number 12. Which one is not a component of a relational database model? Option A. Attribute. B. Table. C. Diagram. D. Tuple. So here option C. Diagram is the right answer. Question number 13. Which operation is not considered part of data manipulation? Option A. Insert. B. Update. C. Schema creation. D. Delete. So here option C. Schema creation is the right answer. Question number 14. What does the term database instance refer to? Option A. The original schema. B. A table definition. C. A snapshot of the data at a particular time. D. A type of user account. Here option C. A snapshot of the data at a particular time is the database instance. Hence option C is the right answer. Question number 15. Which of the following statements is true for relational databases? Option A, tables are isolated. B, tables must be unique. C, attributes must have different domains in one table. D, rows are stored in hierarchical order. Here, option B, tuples must be unique is the right answer. Question number 16. Which key refers to a primary key from another table? Option A, alternate key. B, candidate key. C, foreign key. D, composite key. So here option C, foreign key is the right answer. Question number 17. GUID in the Guardian table is an example of option A, foreign key. B, candidate key. C, alternate key. D, composite key. Here, option B, it is candidate key. Question number 18. Which of the following is not stored in the metadata catalog? Option A, table structure. B, constraints. C, data records. D, data types. Here, option C, data records is the right answer. Question number 19. A tuple is option A, a unique column name. B, a data file. C, a row in a table. D, a type of schema. So here option C, a row in a table is called tuple in a relational database management system. Hence, option C is the right answer. Question number 20. In a relation, the number of columns is known as option A, tuple. B, degree. C, cardinality. D, attribute. So here option B, degree is the right answer. Question number 21. What does the term cardinality refer to in the databases? Option A, number of columns. B, number of unique values. C, number of rows. D, type of key used. Here option C, number of rows is the cardinality in the database. Question number 22. What type of primary key does the attendance table use? Option A, single attribute. B, alternate key. C, composite key. D, unique constraint. Here, option C, composite key is the right answer. Question number 22. Which combination is used as a composite primary key in attendance? Option A, roll number and G name. B, roll number and attendance date. C, roll number and S name. D, GUID and G name. Here, option B, roll number and attendance date is the right answer. Question number 24. A primary key must be option A, null. B, repetitive. C, unique and not null. D, from a foreign table. Here, option C, unique and not null is the primary key. Hence, option C is the right answer. Question number 25. A student record showing multiple preferences in one field violates option A, domain integrity. B, entity integrity. C, atomicity. D, cardinality. Here, option C, atomicity is the right answer. Question number 26. What happens if a file's structure is changed in a file system? Option A, nothing changes. B, the application automatically updates. C, old application may not work correctly. D, file size reduces. Here, option C, old application may not work properly is the right answer. Question number 27. The ability to limit access to data in dbms is called option A, querying. B, role sharing. C, controlled data sharing. D, tuple isolation. Here option C, controlled data sharing is the right answer. Question number 28. Which dbms feature allows data changes over time? Option A, static schema. B, database instance. C, metadata. D, query cache. Here option B, database instance is the right answer. Question number 29. In a well-designed relational database, redundancy is minimized by option A, adding repeated columns. B, storing all data in one table. C, separating related data into different tables. D, copying data across tables. Here option C, separating related data into different tables is the right answer. Question number 30. What is the purpose of a query in dbms? Option A, design the database. B, delete the database. C, retrieve or manipulate data. D, backup records. Here option C, retrieve or manipulate data is the right answer. Question number 31. A database engine is option A, a type of hardware. B, used for reporting. C, underlying component that processes queries. D, a manual entry tool. So here option C, underlying component that processes queries is the right answer. Question number 32. In relational databases, what does the term degree refer to? Here options are A, number of rows. B, number of keys. C, number of columns. D, number of schemas. So here option C, number of columns represent degree of the relational database. So hence option C is the right answer. Question number 33. Null is used to represent option A, duplicate values. B, unknown or inapplicable data. C, redundant values. D, negative numbers. So here option B, unknown or inapplicable data is the right answer. Question number 34. The domain of an attribute defines option A, the speed of access. B, the formatting style of rows. C, the set of valid values for that attribute. D, the number of foreign keys in a table. So here option C, the set of valid values for that attribute is the right answer. Question number 34. Which of the following fields is not typically stored in a business-oriented database? Option A, customer details. B, employee records. C, product pricing. D, color scheme of the website. Here, option D, color scheme of the website is the right answer. Question number 36. Set of fields that uniquely identifies a row is called a option A, schema. B, query. C, key. D, constraint. So here option C, key is the right answer. Question number 37. In a relational database, a foreign key is used to option A, automatically generate queries. B, identify duplicate records. C, link records in two related tables. D, enforce data encryption. So here option C, link records in two related tables is the right answer. Question number 38. Which of the following is considered a data manipulation operation? Option A, designing a schema. B, inserting a new record. C, creating a table. D, enforcing constraints. So here option B, inserting a new record is the right answer. Question number 39. Which of the following is not a data manipulation operation? Option A, insert. B, delete. C, update. D, creating a table. So here option D, creating a table is the right answer. Question number 40. What is the function of the not null constraint in a database? Option A, it allows multiple values. B, ensures the attribute must always have a value. C, prevents duplicate rows. D, makes a key composite. So here option B, ensures the attribute must always have a value is the right answer. Question number 41. Which of the following supports logical organization of data? Option A, file system. B, operating system. C, database schema. D, data dictionary. So here option C, database schema is the right answer. Question number 42. Which dbms type is listed in the textbook as open source? Option A, Oracle. B, SQL Server. C, PostgreSQL. D, MS Access. Here option C, PostgreSQL is the open source software. Hence option C is the right answer. Question number 43. Which technique is used in dbms to avoid data inconsistency? Option A, file backups. B. Repetitive data entry, C. Data normalization and schema design, D. Ignoring updates. So here option C, data normalization and schema design is the right answer. Question number 44. Relationships between tables in a dbms are created using option A, primary keys, B, constraints, C, foreign keys, D, data files. So here option C, foreign keys is the right answer. Question number 45. Redundant data can lead to option A, faster performance, B, data inconsistency, C, better backups, D, easier file access. So here option B, data inconsistency is the right answer. Question number 46. Which rule applies to attributes in a relational table? Option A, they must be composite. B, they must all have null values. C, they must have unique names. D, they must be stored in alphabetical order. So here option C, they must have unique names is the right answer. Question number 47. To uniquely identify each student's attendance on a particular day, dbms uses option A, multiple tables, B, student name, C, composite primary key, D, guardian name. So here option C, composite primary key is the right answer. Question number 48. Which of the following lets you specify rules on a column? Option A, table view, B, metadata, C, constraint, D, query. So here option C, constraint is the right answer. Question number 49. A student record row in the student table is an example of option A, attribute, B, tuple, C, schema, D, key. Here option B, tuple is the right answer. Question number 50. Which feature ensures correctness and reliability of database content? Option A, tuples, B, SQL, C, constraints, D, domains. Here option C, constraints is the right answer. Question number 51. Assertion A, a database schema defines the structure of a database. So here this statement is true. Reason R, schema stores actual data records. So schema means only the title of the table, so that consisting of name of the attributes without any data. Hence this particular statement is false. You can observe that option C, A is true but R is false is the right answer. Question number 52. Assertion A. In a relational database, each attribute must have a unique name. Yes, this particular statement is true. Reason are unique attribute names help avoid ambiguity during data manipulation. Here, this statement is also true. So, here option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 53. Assertion A primary key must be unique and not null. Yes, this statement is true. Reason are a primary key is used to link data between unrelated databases. So here this particular statement is false. Now you can observe option C, A is true but R is false is the right answer. Question number 54. Assertion A foreign key is an attribute that helps relate to tables. Here, this particular statement is true. Reason are a foreign key always references the primary key of another table. This statement is also true. Hence, option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 55. Assertion A composite primary key is made using more than one attribute. Here this statement is true. Reason are composite keys are used when no single attribute can uniquely identify records. Here this statement is also true. Hence both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 56. Assertion A. File systems provide strong data consistency across multiple files. Here this statement is false. Reason are file systems automatically update redundant data when a change is made. So this statement is also false. You can observe option D, A is false and R is also false is the right answer. Question number 57, assertion A, constraints in dbms ensure data integrity. Here this statement is true. Reason are constraints allow only valid data to be stored in the database. Here this statement is also true. So hence option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 58, assertion A, a field storing multiple values in one cell improves query speed. Here this option is false. Reason are relational databases allow non-atomic values for flexibility. Here this statement is also false. Hence option D, A is false and R is false is the right answer. Question number 59. Assertion A, the domain of an attribute defines the allowed values for that attribute. Here this statement is true. Reason are domain helps ensure that data stored in a column is valid. Here this statement is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 60, assertion A, all candidate keys are automatically selected as primary keys. Here this statement is false. Reason are candidate keys are eligible to become primary keys. Yes, this particular statement is true. You can find that option C, A is false and but R is true is the right answer. Question number 61, assertion A, metadata contains information about database structure. Here this statement is true. Reason are metadata helps the dbms validate queries and enforce constraints. So this is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 62, assertion A, cardinality of a relation refers to the number of columns in the table. Here this statement is false. Why? Because the number of columns represent the degree of a table, not the cardinality. Hence this particular statement is false. Reason are columns represent the attribute of a relation. Yes, this is true. They are also called fields. Here you can observe option C, A is false but R is true is the right answer. Question number 63, assertion A, normalization removes data redundancy. Here this particular statement is true. Reason are redundant data may lead to data inconsistency. Here yes, this is also true. Here option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 64, assertion A, the not null constraint prevents null entries in a column. Yes, it is true. Reason are it ensures that every row has a value in that column. Yes, this is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 65, assertion A, dbms allows multiple users to interact with the same data concurrently. Yes, this statement is true. Reason are dbms uses controlled data sharing and access permissions. Yes, this statement is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 66, assertion A, the structure of a table can be modified using data manipulation queries. No, this is false statement. Reason are commands like alter and create are part of data manipulation language. Yes, this is true. Here you can observe option C, A is false but R is true is the right answer. Question number 67. Assertion A. dbms helps reduce data inconsistency by storing data in one central location. Yes. So this is true. Reason are centralized control and constraints ensure that all data updates remain consistent. Yes, this is also true. Here, option A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 68. Assertion A database instance can change over time. Yes, this particular statement is true. Reason are an instance represent the current snapshot of the data. Yes, this is also true. So as and when the changes takes place in the database table, automatically the instance will get updated. So hence both of these two statements are true. Hence option A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 69. Assertion A. SQL allows user to retrieve, insert and update data. Yes, this statement is true. Reason are SQL is the standard language for managing relational databases. Yes, this is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. Question number 70. Assertion A, degree of a relation is defined by the number of attributes it contains. This statement is true. Reason are attributes define the structure of each record in a relation. This statement is also true. Hence option A, both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer. I hope you understood all of these questions with their answers. If so, please write down in the comment box as understood. And if you want to check out these questions, then the link is given in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and we'll see you in the next video.